Hello, my name is Azure Kayaks, and welcome to my channel, Stories from Azure Kayaks. Today we're going to be reading Dragoons, The Awakening. With that said, let us get started. Chapter 2, I'm Not a Blacksmith. Start. Draco wakes up to the smell of breakfast. Draco walks over to the kitchen, and seeing Winry cooking, Draco slowly backs up out of the kitchen, trying not to make any noise. I hear you, Draco, Winry says, without even looking in his direction. Draco stays silent, scared, still backing up. I'm making breakfast. You will eat it, Winry says. I gotta go back home. I gotta go. I can't stay. Draco stutters and tries to come up with an excuse not to have to eat Winry's cooking. Winry stops cooking and looks at Draco. Draco sees the anger in Winry's eyes. I'm making breakfast. You will eat it, Winry says, then looks back at the food. Scared, Draco gives up. Go set the table, Draco, Winry says. Draco leaves the kitchen and sets the table. Draco looks around the room. Where's the old hag? Draco says. Oh, she went out, Village leader stuff, I guess, Winry says. Draco thinks to himself, bullshit! She probably saw Winry start cooking and left to save herself. Fucking old hag left me to die. I'll get her for this. Draco looks at the door all the way at the end of the hall. That's too far. I'll make too much noise, Draco thinks to himself. Draco looks at the dining room window. Perfect! Now I just need to get over there, and Draco thinks to himself as he slowly walks over to the window. Draco starts opening the window. What are you doing? Winry says. Draco turns around in pure fear and sweat, seeing Winry holding breakfast and a knife, a large one at that. It's a nice day, Winry. Might want the window open to blow in a cool breeze while we eat, Draco says, thinking fast. A moment of pure silence passes. Good idea, Draco, Winry says and serves herself and Draco breakfast. Draco and Winry sit down to eat. Winry stares at Draco until he takes his first bite. Draco thinks to himself, is this how I die? All is quiet. Neither Draco nor Winry move until Draco takes a bite. Well, I'll try it, Winry says to Draco in a pushy tone. Draco gulps down the bite. Sweat drips down his brow. Yeah, of course. Draco starts grabbing his throat. What's wrong? Winry says. Draco chews. Nothing. Winry asks, how is it? Draco finishes chewing. Draco stands up. Draco walks over to the window. What? What's wrong, Winry? Says concerned. Draco looks up at the sun. She finally learned how to cook eggs without ruining them. Thank the dragon gods. Thank them, Draco says with a tear in his left eye. Oh, shut the fuck up. My cooking is not that bad, Draco, Winry yells at Draco. Draco laughs and goes back down to finish his breakfast. After they finish eating, so it tastes good then? Winry says with hope in her eyes. Yeah, Winry. That breakfast you made was delicious, Draco says. Winry smiles. Huh. I never thought I would ever say that to you, Winry. Wow, Winry has good cooking. What is the world coming to? Draco says. Oh, shut up, Winry says. Draco collects the dishes. Well, it's about time I go, Draco says. Already? Winry says. Yeah, Draco says. Well, if you're going to be gone for a long time again, at least say goodbye to Grandma, Winry says as she walks into the kitchen. Yeah, I guess, Draco sighs. Do you know where she is? Draco asks. No, but just walk around the village. I'm sure you'll find her eventually, Winry says. Fine, Draco says and leaves the house. The morning sun beats down on Draco's shirt, making him hot. Draco takes off his shirt, revealing his muscles, and ties his shirt around his waist. Draco looks around to see if he can spot the old hag. Draco doesn't see her, so Draco decides to walk around the village until he finds her. Past the rice fields, over the bridge that parts the village with a river, Draco stops at a new house in the village. Draco stares at it and sees a man hammering away at an anvil. Draco thinks to himself, blacksmith? Why a blacksmith here? Draco minds his own business and keeps looking for the old hag. An hour and a half passes. Draco walks through the rest of the village and Draco still can't find the old hag. Draco decides, screw it, goes back to where he came from. On the way back, he makes eye contact with the blacksmith. "Hello, traveler," the blacksmith says. "Hello," Draco replies. "In need of any forging?" the blacksmith says. "No, I make my own stuff," Draco says. "Oh, a fellow blacksmith, and so young," the blacksmith says. "No, I'm not a blacksmith. I mostly just use wood and bone tools," Draco says. "That won't do, kid. You need a reliable metal at your side," the blacksmith says. "Well, I've been doing fine so far," Draco says. "Well, sure, but soon your wood will rot and your bones will crumble. But metal, a good forged piece of metal, can last a lifetime, kid," the blacksmith says with a grin. "I won't disagree with that. You are a blacksmith. I'm sure you can trust your forged metals tools very well," Draco says with a wave. "You sound like you don't believe me or my skills, kid," the blacksmith says. "Well, I see no wares. Show me something," Draco says. "I have no wares. I forge on request only, kid," the blacksmith says. "Why would a blacksmith forge only on request?" Draco says. "Well, when I forge something, I like to put my passion into it, all of it. For my forged metals are the best you'll ever see, kid," the blacksmith says with a prideful smile. "I doubt that. Besides, I saw you forging something earlier. What did you make?" Draco says. "Sorry, I can't tell you what I made. That would be rude to the customer who asked me to make it," the blacksmith says. "Okay, well, who did you forge it for? I'll ask them myself," Draco says. "I'm sorry again. I can't give you that information. That would also be rude," the blacksmith says. You don't have any wares? You can't show or tell me anything?" Draco says. "Yes, I only forge on request, kid," the blacksmith says. Draco gets mad. "Fine. Forge me something," Draco says. "Excellent!" "What?" the blacksmith says, clapping his hands together. I don't know. "A knife?" Draco says. "Okay. Do you have any ore or bars for this knife?" the blacksmith says. "No, I don't," Draco says. "Okay. Do you have any money to pay me to order or use my own ore or bars for this knife?" the blacksmith says. "No," Draco says softly. "Okay. Do you at least have a large amount of coal that would be needed to heat the metal that you don't have, so I can shape and forge this so-called knife you want?" the blacksmith says. "Wait," before Draco can respond. "Let me guess." "No," the blacksmith says, smiling. Draco stays quiet. "A kid like you shouldn't be a traveler. You're gonna get yourself killed. You should settle down in a small village like this, maybe become a helper, a fixer, and live a safe, simple life," blacksmith says. "I never said I was a traveler," Draco says. "Didn't need to. I've been in this village for half a year and I've never seen you. So either you're a traveler or someone's kid who never leaves the house, but I doubt that. Besides, by judging by how much muscle you have and your tanned skin, you're outside a lot," blacksmith says. Draco thinks to himself, Who is this guy?" "Just go on your way, kid," the blacksmith says and walks into the back of his shop. Draco is silent and angry. Draco can't do anything. Draco just goes back the way he came. Instead of going home to his home, he decides to go back to Wenry's house. "You're back? I thought you were leaving," Wenry says. "I thought so too. Is the old hag back yet?" Draco says. "I'm not a hag! Stop calling me that!" Grandma yells from the living room. Hag! Who is that blacksmith? Draco yells and slams his fist on the table. Hey, idiot, don't break the table, Wenry says and smacks the back of Draco's head. Damn it! Ah! Draco recoils from the sudden pain. I see. So you've met Zen, Grandma says. So his name is Zen. Who is he? Draco says. He's a blacksmith, Grandma says confused. And? What else? Where did he come from? Why is he such an asshole? Draco says. Well, he came a little while after you left. Built a whole log cabin for himself. And asshole. He's been nothing but a godsend, but a dragon send since he's been here, fixing and forging people's every whim and need, Grandma says. Wait, have you had something forged by him? Draco says inquisitively. Of course, he's a damn good blacksmith, Grandma says. Well, what? What did he make for you? Draco says inquisitively. Why do you care? Grandma says. That Zen guy rubbed me the wrong way. What did he make from you? I have to see his skills, Draco exclaims. He rubbed you? Wenry says. What? Fine, if you must know, Grandma says. Grandma stands up and slams her wooden leg on the table. Only, it's no longer wooden. It's metal. Draco is stunned and says nothing. Just stares. Are you happy now, Draco? Grandma says, staring at Draco. I'm sorry, Draco says softly. It's fine, Draco. Grandma takes her metal leg off the table. Wait, where did you get the ore for that metal leg? Draco says. Ore? Ha! No, I just paid the man. My wooden leg was getting kind of old and it started to rot, and I mean, a light yet strong metal replacement seemed like the right idea, Grandma says. Draco sits down to relax. Well, if you're gonna be here, you might as well put you to work, Grandma says. Draco looks at Grandma and his jaw drops. No! And that is it. That is the end of chapter 2. I'm not a blacksmith. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you, fellow Velkaijin, for watching. I really appreciate it. Remember, if you liked the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. I love to tell stories, and I wrote these myself, so I hope you guys enjoy this tale, Dragoons, The Awakening. Anyway, with that said, Azure Kayaks out. See you guys in the next video. Bada bing, bada boom, chicka 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 boom.